Norfolk Machinist here again. It's just a bit of a follow-up to my first video on this. This is the Ulanzi phone mount. I didn't really film much of doing it because just didn't. Yeah, as you can see, it's just a long bit of M6 threaded rod with a brass knob on the end. Just put a large radius on it and a light knurl. Don't know if you can see it. There, they're just the two holes either side. I reamed out to 6mm because the original pins that are in here weren't quite that big, and all I had was a bit 6mm. This is just a leftover bit, bit there. Again, just I didn't actually ream these ones out because I cut the pins, just turned down this bit on the end to accept the spring wherever that's just rolled off to, or it's in there still, which just puts a bit of pressure to open. Yeah, I'll just press them in, so they're just a press fit. I mean, they're in there good and tight. Yeah, so they just fit in there together. If I can find them, there we go. As you can see, that spring in there just gives it a bit of tension against the when you open it, just gives it a bit of tension against the thread and the nut on the end. Obviously the whole purpose of this is it fits inside my little, don't know what you call it really, thing, which is this. This just mounts on the bottom. And obviously I take hold of it. It's got a mount on the top for me light, and then phone fits in the holder underneath, and get some pretty steady shots with it, rather than just holding on to the camera. And it was just something that I slung together, and it works pretty well. I tend to use it more for other stuff rather than really filming YouTube, but it does the job. Yeah, I mean, if I wanted to, this is just countersink or countersunk either end, so I can put that's central to the two handles. This overhang tab, which is countersunk on the top. It's not actually, yeah, I don't know if you can see. It's not round. It's kind of well, this is tapered and filed to fit at a specific angle, because it actually mounts in the top corner of the lathe headstock. Lathe headstock is there, and I can pivot this. That works pretty well, but yeah, it's not actually chamfered, if you like, rounded off. It's two flats and then blended in, because it has to fit in a space. Yeah, it works pretty well. Like I said, I had to mount the, or had to modify the camera mount. Just a bit of brass, and then this Loctited in onto that all thread. 2 longer pins, just basically extending what was there originally. These were the 2 pins, and then that's that was the adjustment screw, just to hold it in. It fit the phone, but obviously because I've got it in a heavy duty case, screwed in, it wouldn't fit over the case because it adds about 20mm on, 25mm, something like that. So yeah, I just modified that. As you can see, that bolts on that way, but this is, as you can see, that hole in the middle there is 1/4x20, which actually fits on top of my camera tripod as well. So if I want to do that, and like I say, I can utilise the same if I want to put a GoPro in there or whatever, or a camera if I chose to do that for some reason. It works quite well. But yeah, it was just a quick, just thought I'd finish the video with showing that really. It's one of the things you come across and you end up thinking, well, I had to change that and I can make that better, and you know, the size of the head on there, it doesn't need a lot of pressure, but you can't really do it up very tight with the size of that on there. So my big chunky fingers, got a big brass knob on there. Yeah, it works quite well. Obviously you can see I've got 2 different knurls. The one that side is a lot coarser, this is a lot finer. When I knurled the 2 pieces, I've just been struggling with the knurler like mad. It's fit for the bin really. I think I've said a couple of times in various videos it's no good, and I just keep going with it. And this is the product, exactly the same settings, and it came out with 1 coarse, 1 fine, same speed, same feeds. Yeah, it did what it did. It's useless. So there we go. I'm not that bothered. Probably wasn't ever going to show it on here, but decided to. So you know, there we go. So I'll give you a little insight into another random thing. It does come in quite handy. You do look like a bit of a plonker waving it around, but not really bothered what other people think. If I was, I don't think I'd be messing around doing all this really, but there we go. Anyway, take care.